Hey everyone, and welcome back to BMX News Live, a weekly BMX news show where I talk about everything that happened in the previous week in the world of BMX that I think everybody out there might care about. That being said, we're starting this week off with over 30 people tuning in right now. I'm not gonna lie, every week it's like 4 people until about 9:55, and I'm like, man, I guess nobody's showing up this week. And then all of a sudden, right there at the end, boom, we have 30 people. And Brian Lang sent in a $10 super chat. Thank you for the support. Much appreciated. That direct support helps me keep doing this instead of having to be at a job right now. So with that being said, let's shout out some people in the chat. Yeah, Whirly fam. The thumbnail. Keggy outdid himself with this thumbnail. If you guys haven't, you had to have seen it because you clicked on it. But holy cow, it's funny. There have been a lot of these podcast baby things, and if somebody knows which AI you use to make the baby podcast, whatever that everybody's been doing, let me know. I'm gonna turn a couple podcasts into that because it's kind of hilarious. We have another super chat for the goal from the Karinsky fam. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciates it. Babyface Brant needs to grow a mustache. No, I do not. What's up, Thunder Midget? Kevin Morehouse is here. Kyler Anderson is here. The Coon Dog Show is here. Russell Jennings, David Moore. Who else? Kevin Jackson, Kyle McDonald, Eric Stahl, Todd. Who else? The Intimidator. And we got some members in here. We got the Karinsky fam, Brian Lang, Adam Ortiz. Any other members in the chat? That looks like it for now. Beard for Brant. I don't think so. No. That being said, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And with that, we're going to launch into the news. Yes to the mullet. No. I'm party in the front, business in the back. I got the reverse mullet. A Fu Manchu on Brant would look great. I have done that, messing around, getting my shaving, like every dude does whenever it gets too much. You mess around with it, and then everybody ends up with the Hitler stash because that's what you do at the end, and then you shave it off, and then all of a sudden, you're shaved. With that, enough on that business. We got over 40 people in here every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for tuning in. But from this point forward, any super chats that might get sent in, you need to not do that. And you need to send them to either this on the screen right now to help Dirty Dan with some recovery expenses, or this right here, the Woods Room Bike Park Indiegogo. So this has been posted. Looks like he compression fractured his L1. Well, I walked in at a great time. I guess you did, man. Compression fracture, L1, and Mabel Davis having his work truck and trailer totaled. That sucks. So, if you can, send it in here. It'll be linked in the description. It'll be the first link down there. The BMX family seems to always come together, so I wanted to make sure to talk about this one. Then we have my video from the Woods Room, Pittsburgh's new bike park. Wild. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a second, Todd. But if you haven't heard, if you haven't seen this, or you haven't seen on social media up to this point, the folks that have been working to try and find a building for a new bike park in Pittsburgh have found one. They've secured the building, and I've talked about it previously, but it's kind of a crazy thing in that they thought they were going to get the exact building that this video was shot in, and it got talked about everywhere, and then it fell through. And then I got a text a couple months later saying, we got the building. And I had already gone and filmed this video in anticipation of the first time for them getting this building. And so I had it already edited, and I was like, well, I guess I'm going to have to go and make another video at a different building. Turns out they ended up getting this one, and I released this video on Monday or Tuesday this week, where it's just a quick walkthrough talking about the place itself. And then I have a much longer version that'll probably be coming out not next week, but the following, potentially next week. I don't know yet, but it will be coming out where we're walking through the entire building, talking about potentially what might go where, concepts, and some of the backstory, and a lot of really good stuff. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, minute and 15 seconds, and they've been posting some really good stuff on their Instagram. Is he cold? What's with you never being able to talk again? Anyways, so they have an Indiegogo page, and it has been doing amazing so far. They only have 28 days left. It's only been up for like 4 days, I should say. And it's already at $42,000. How amazing is that? So they have their own video on this with a bunch of people who are locals talking about what it meant when the wheel mill closed. So we have, let's see, some perks on here. I'm going to go through a couple of these real quick in case you might have wanted to donate. So you could buy us a board. You could buy them a sheet of plywood. So this would be like a board of 2x4, whatever. Stack the deck. Build a frame. I'm assuming these are like, oh, there we go. One step closer. So then they've got a session or a lesson with a pro. 3 out of 5 are already claimed. So you could have, is there a list here? Doyle, the Hallahans, Nina, the Potosnies. I'm not sure who Young is. Carly? Would that be Carly? Yeah, I think so. First tracks, 15 of these have been claimed. Be among the first to ride the Woods Room. Art for the Park by Ritter. Original piece of art on your helmet, bike, or shoes by Mason Ritter. So you have to ship it, but you can get some art. 1 of 3 are claimed already. Signed Behind the Shield book. So Chris Moeller will be signing a Behind the Shield S&M, like the history of S&M book. Really nice book, hardback. It's so well put together. Building a roller. 11 of those are claimed. Photo shoot with Murphy. Honestly, that is like a deal too. If getting a full out, up to 15 photos delivered digitally, shoot location within Pittsburgh Metro. So like if you needed your bridal photos or whatever, something like that done, like that's honestly a good deal for someone who's really good at shooting photos like Murphy and does it professionally. Build a box. Ride for Life Unlimited Riding. $12,250, and somebody did it. How crazy is that? Lifetime access valid. Okay, so you literally get to ride this place anytime they're open for your entire life. That's amazing that somebody did that and that they are so far into fundraising already. I really hope that this can make the whole entire goal and just make it that much easier for these guys to build this park as fast as possible and for us to be able to go ride it as fast as possible. I heard some stuff about some of the people who will be coming to help build, and I cannot wait to get there and do some more video stuff. Moving on from there, we had my highlights from the middle of nowhere BMX contest out in Nebraska. And I'm really happy with how this video turned out. So go watch it. It might be the best middle of nowhere contest video that I've done. By far, the best intro. The first minute and a half of this, I am super proud of how it turned out. And yeah. Moving on from there, we have another quick highlight. Paris Venegas is doing a free all bike clinic and event. I assume that this is, it's at that core park thing in Utah. Also ride to nearby West Jordan All Wheels Park. It's a free thing. It's literally tomorrow. So like either book a ticket right now or hopefully somebody that hears this that could go is in the area. But it's open for ladies of all ages, all types of bikes. There you go. Free for girls. Go check it out. We also have a jam tomorrow here in Ohio. I wanted to make sure I highlighted this first as well because Caleb Oney does such a good job with this event every year. I mean, it's at a prefab skate park. It's got a lot to it, but like it is that little bit of slippery ramps, and the fact that so many people come out for the community of it and just to support, it's really awesome. So make sure if you're able to, you go check this out. And he's doing a hitching post jam, like hell yeah. So go support Ohio BMX and the scene. There it is. Look at that. There's somebody in the chat who's going to that clinic that Paris is putting on, taking my daughter to hang with Paris and Hannah. There you go. So that brings us into the videos from this week. First up, we've got Felipe Manorim for KHE Bikes. This is the shortest video of the week, and then there's a full-length video at the end to talk about. I'm not gonna lie, I knew that KHE was still making parts because you see their tires around, and I've seen their like cranks and whatever on Amazon, but I didn't know that they were supporting riders in any capacity. So it's cool to see a video of a rider who in some way is being supported by KHE. Because I thought that they fell through and slipped through the cracks and just were selling random Amazon stuff and some tires here and there a long time ago. With that being said, the video is good. And how many people can go from doing crazy stuff riding street to doing a 720 bar spin? Like on a street set. I'm pretty sure, no, it was a skate park. It's right here. It's like a crazy snake run type deal. With that, check it out. It's really good. Another one that is just unbelievably good. We already know Davey Osgood is incredible. This video, I think it highlights it really, really well, just how technically skilled Davey is, because he is doing some stuff in here where he's spinning, landing on back tire, and then spinning the opposite direction. And for anybody who's ridden BMX for a long time, you know how difficult it can be and is to just very quickly change direction that you're going and change your momentum from going one way to another way. Let me see if I can find a quick example. Right here was one. He cabs to the right, lands back tire, then cabs out of that, kinda like spins the opposite way to another tire tap on the next stare down, then spins the opposite way, finishing it to go to fakie and rolls out the correct direction. It's just insane. Davey is so damn good. It's incredible. This whole video is so good. And the last clip, not the very last clip, but this one, is it? Like every single clip, you're just like, how are you still going? This one right here, this cab to manual 180, that is a huge half cab to land and then manual 180. So good. Davies kills it. Then we've got Dimmitri James and his part from Mediocre at Best 2 up on the Shadow Conspiracy YouTube channel. Another really good video. All street. Some crazy stuff in here. The drop, there's like a roof drop to Smith stall on ledge pretty much. And then a ton of other nuts stuff. This bar spin is gigantic. It's really good. Check it out. Then we've got Jarice Colom in Ulm for Substrada. This video is slow paced in the editing, but in like the song and vibe, but the riding is so incredible. And Jarice is another person who is just so technically skilled. It is incredible to watch. Then, for all you trail folks out there, we have the best of Substrada. So this is 5 years and the best of from everything in that time. 8 minutes. 8 minutes of trail action. I know for at least anybody up where I'm at, it has been freaking rough this spring going into summer in terms of weather. Like, I went and dug last night for the first time in over a month because of the rain and how it's just been hard to go down there and dig. Everything's underwater that we need to get dirt from to finish the lips. And yeah, even the dirt that I dug on yesterday was super damp and yeah. So check that out, all you trail folks. Then we got one called The Sea. So footage from David McKean from Scotland, and it features all these riders as well as some others. And a couple names that caught my eye were in the title. Renato Rankso, we talked about a video from him last week, I think it was. And Michael Dixon, we talked about his recent video. It was absolutely incredible. So check this out. Videos are getting longer at this point, 9.5 minutes. And if none of those take up enough of your time, we have one from Pennsylvania in the Keystone Crew called I Know a Sick Spot. This is a full-length video. This is really cool. It is like DVD case artwork that's flattened out, because this is the digital form, probably for print, put as the thumbnail. That's really cool. Good concept. So, a lot of people in here local to Pittsburgh. I'm sure that this is good. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but look at that skyline view. 41 minutes. So if you needed a full length, there it is. Then, I guess before we get into the interviews, let's try and shake up the order this week. Let's do the events that are going on in the rest of this month before we get into any more news stuff. So first of all, Time BMX app. I'm showing my phone screen right now. If you don't know, somehow social media aspect to it, let's check out BSD's page on here. So you can post videos as well as show your favorite skate parks and events that you'll be going to if you decide to show that you will attend them. Let's watch it tonight. Ooh, maybe. Victoria showing her face in the chat. Actually, it's kind of showing my face disguised. Showing her face disguised as my face in the chat. But anyways, so it's got a map function that shows all the different BMX related spots and shops and things all over the world. But real quick, let's talk about the events that are going on throughout the rest of the month. You can see all the different types of events that are going on. Is there anything in the pump track section? Spain qualifier and the Australia qualifier in Spain and Australia, both tomorrow. Any dirt jumping specific events this month? Nothing this month until June 14th. We see the first stop in the Ohio BMX Trail Series at the Sandlot in Norwalk. So then I think Flatland shows in the freestyle one. There is a couple Flatland events. Music City Nationals in Tennessee. The 2025 BMX. Oh, this is Is this racing? I'm an idiot. Yeah, this is racing. I don't know why I said Flatland. What I just said was a race, not a Flatland Jam. Then we got the 2025 BMX Racing National Series in Australia. The round 3 and then round 4 the following day, also in Australia, and then Tasmania, something or another in Australia the 31st. Let's go to freestyle. Am I going to the Ohio series? I'm not 100% sure on the first one yet. There will definitely be several of them that I'm at. Like, I'm for sure going to make it to Apple Creek. Obviously, I'm helping host that one. But then also coasters. I'm going to try my best to also get to, what is it, Shredwood in Travis's spot. Yeah, I'm going to try to get to as many of them as I can. So let's see. Tomorrow we have the Monster Recon Tour, round 1 in Longview, Texas. I saw Ohio local Aiden Reed's going down to see if he can make something happen there, which I'm confident in him. He's getting incredible. And speaking of trails, 1 second, sorry. Speaking of trails, Aiden, who's going to be competing in the Recon Tour tomorrow, used to come out to Apple Creek when he was like 13 years old, just learning to ride trails, and he was already ripping back then. Let's Ride Bikes. Just tuned in. What is the app that you're using? This is the Time BMX app. So let me go back to the homepage real quick. Time BMX app. It's available in the App Store and on the Android Play Store. I think that's how you say that. Then also tomorrow we have 3 other events in 2 different countries. We have the Nebraska BMX Freestyle Series Round 3 in Nebraska. We have Masters of Dirt in Germany, the Hamburg one. And then the Unity Ride BMX Jam in Arizona. 55 in here. Come on, let's get to 30 likes, fellas. It don't cost a thing. And it helps bring more people in. I don't usually say it because I hate saying it, but it is a real thing. When you hit this button, more people join. Because YouTube sends it to more people because it thinks more people should see it. Then the 24th of May, we have Masters of Dirt Dortmund, Out for Dust in Germany on the 24th. So 2 events in Germany. Fils Montpellier is going down May 28th through June 1st, obviously in France. Masters of Dirt Berlin on the 31st, and then Rumble in Richmond on the 31st of May as well in Richmond, Virginia. So those are the events going on. We will talk about the interviews and things, and then we'll pull up an exotic skate park location on the map after that. What's up, JR Hobbs? See? You guys pushed the like button and JR Hobbs joined. It was like a bat signal. First in the interviews this week, we have Driven by Profile with Terry Adams, episode 3, where this time he talks about his free coaster, the Profile Z coaster, talks about what he likes about it, the fact that he's ridden free coasters for 30 years. Jeff Mead, he has you beat. 30 years on a free coaster. Are you going to Nowhere Round 3? No, unfortunately, I'm not going to make it out there. Just gotta... Not unfortunately, because I'm going to the Alliance Jam tomorrow and I'm excited about that, but it would be fun, would have been fun to go there. TKO in Milwaukee is happening on the May 31st. Yes, there's that event. I'll pull that up. Thank you, Presley Worley fam. I will pull that up. Let's see. I'm looking. Where do I go? Montecule. Just because this is another event that I should have talked about already. TKO Invitational. That is going down the 31st, I believe. Let's see. So showing the riders, Chad Curley, Hobie Doan, Dan Crook, Garrett Reynolds, Johnny Rakes. And I believe this is happening, Four Seasons Skate Park in Milwaukee on the 31st. Check it out. says a new contest format with the best riders in the world. I'm excited to see what that means. And when I commented that, somebody said, it looks like they will be boxing on the bikes. It absolutely does look like they will be boxing on the bikes. That's pretty funny. So if you're able to or in the area, that's another event to check out. Woodward Week 4. Be there if you can. Anyways, let's keep moving here. That was JR Hobbs that said that. So if you want to show up to Woodward Week 4 for JR, there you go. Now we have 9 Acres Sharks at the Pond. This is from last summer when the Hallahan Bros went out to the Pondfest jumps out in Colorado, helped build some jumps, get this cabin ready and whatnot. So there's that. Check that one out if you want to see the latest 9 Acres episode. And then last Friday on my channel, I posted a bike check that I filmed with Maddie Kramer at the Middle of Nowhere BMX contest. I'm so stoked that he was down to do this, but then also just to learn about some of the reasoning behind some of the stuff he rides on his bike and some of the interesting things about some of the parts he rides on his bike. Like, what was it? The ghost pads. He loves the ghost pads a lot. There was a couple other things. He's like, I will never ride anything else. The Planetary Free Coaster was one. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, LS. I moved into a new area and are looking for dirt jumps. How would you go about doing that? Honestly, that's like to go about that in the most like trail etiquette kind of way without pissing anybody off or stepping on anybody's toes. Like if I moved to a new area and I wanted to find some trails, I would just start asking around with locals, not asking where they're at, but asking who digs, not even asking if there's trails, just ask if anybody local digs on trails. And then when you find out, yeah, this person digs on these trails, go straight to that person and ask them about the trails, because BMX trails are such a they're a very, I don't know the right word for it, but it's the kind of thing because usually they have to be on somebody else's land because of just the nature of how it ends up working. It's hard to buy property and have property that you have your trails on. So usually it's on government land or somebody else's land, and to just go and ask where they're at and show up without anybody knowing or anything like that. A lot of people feel weird about that or upset about it. Just don't want that. Like the people who dig there. So the easiest way I would think to get around it would just be going straight to the people who dig, not trying to find the jumps, talking to them, being like, hey man, I just moved into this area and I want to ride some trails. I want to check out the spot, maybe help you dig, and extend it out that way so that there is no room for anyone to get mad. Basically is the way I would approach it. Because it's very easy to upset somebody when they put all their time and effort into this spot, and if you just show up or somebody else takes you there and they don't know about it, very touchy kind of a thing. So that's what I would do. Anyways, Maddie Kramer bike check. Check it out if you haven't yet. And then we have the Unclicked podcast with Ron Kimler. Real quick, LS says, BMX trails are like a beautiful woman. Everyone's scared to talk to her, but she wants you to hit on her. That's funny. Also, yeah, if you find out that there's no trails local to you, or the people who do dig just don't want anybody in there and are kind of dickheads about it, build your own trails. If you build it, they will come, says Doug Tunler. Yeah. Is it that way? It's that way because new people try to dig without permission. We end up getting kicked out by the city. We can build, but only approve stuff, and it's a whole process people don't understand fully. I mean, that's definitely the case in some places, I'm sure, but there have been a lot of trails too that just disappear because somebody who wasn't part of the crew or whatever was out there telling other people, bringing other people or whatever, and it blew up too big, and then unfortunately sometimes trails get plowed because of that. True, Kyler, but that's why you have to live in the country. You can dig anywhere. That's funny. Super blessed to have public dirt jumps in Newark, Ohio. Yeah. I'm really lucky in that I don't know what it's like to have to worry about those things, because the trails, like the ones I was digging at literally last night, are on privately owned land that's owned by the person who's there the most and digs the most and rides the most. So that's my experience of trails growing up. So I've been very lucky in that. But anyways, this Unclicked podcast with Ron Kimler is 4 hours, 40 minutes long. Holy cow. What do they talk about? They talk about him, talk about being banned from X Games for 20 minutes. Taj, bikes over Baghdad. It's bikes over Baghdad, not bikes of Baghdad. TJ Lavin, bone shaking? Not sure what that means. Livewire, Woodward, Jason Watts, balancing work and family life, mental health and BMX, always good when that's talked about, understanding the nature of sponsorships, and light beer. I wonder what the retention rate is. That's funny. Probably pretty good. Ron Kimler's a rad dude. So, let's see here. What do we have now? All right, first exotic location in the entire world given in the chat. I'll pull up a skate park from that. Not in the US. Everybody tries to pull up their local skate park when I say this. Let's pick an exotic location, some random place in the world. Ireland. Is there that's Iceland. Ireland. I'll do Ireland. That's a good one. Thailand, Tibet. Let's pick this one. It's closest to where it says Ireland. Mullingar Skatepark. Batman, Turkey. That's a place? Batman, Turkey. They got a nice A-frame with a hubba and a rail on it. This looks like a 360 cam photo, and that's all we get. So who knows? That looks like a wedge-to-wedge hip right there. Mongolia. Yo. Mongolia. Country. Mongolia has a skate park. Let's go. 2 skate parks in Ulaanbaatar. Yo, it's indoor. That's pretty sweet. It's not really anything crazy, but it's something. What's this other one? Sporters. This park, I feel like I've seen this park before. This looks amazing. I think I've seen this before. Maybe I haven't though. Maybe I saw the future. But this is what you could ride if you went to Mongolia. Specifically that one little spot in Mongolia, because there is nothing else in the entire country. Pretty cool. So let's move in. That's Mongolia. Looks like South Jersey. That's funny. Maybe it is, and maybe it got confused, but that looks like it's in Mongolia. We got the More BMX hashtag. Chuck Hargis posted in it, doing a fast plant on Vic Murphy's American flag dirt jump bike. How sick is that? Chuck is already rad as it is. Then he does a fast plant table on a legendary BMX bike. Let's see if we can pause it. That's a good pause, but I want to pause it on the close-up one. There's Chad Powers of Powers BMX. Look at that. Chuck, you are a superhero, my friend. And thank you for using the tag. Kevin Zuba says Chuck is the man. Look at freaking Danny Rumpel doing a front flip and a 270 tuck no-hander. Hot dog. Danny freaking kills it. He's so good and such a nice dude. A little Tabe ski over that hip and then a 270 tuck over that one. So damn good. The reason I know these exist is because these people sent these to me, or I know that Presley and fam always use the More BMX hashtag. JR, that ramp that Danny was riding is in Michigan. It's a private ramp in somebody's backyard. It's called ramp shit. How much to get you to do a whip to manual to crank flip? Oh God. Well, you'd be paying for months of my life in learning it. So whatever that's worth. Presley out here killing it at the 9th Street Skatepark. Look at this. Doing the double peg back to rocket bar spin. Going in wearing the Fit Bike Co shirt. Smith grinding. He's so good. Nice little Smith stall in that quarter. It's going to be exciting to see where Presley is and how good he is whenever he's 13. He's 9 years old. It's 4 years. These kids are becoming lip lords at a young age. There was a guest clip with Chopper. Nice. Chopper kills it too. Yeah, LS. These kids, they're all right. They're all right. We got 60 people in here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Oops, I forgot to turn off the phone screen. I don't know if there's more messages with... Oh, we got JR. I did not mention that, JR. I'm glad you just sent it to me. We have... I need to pull up the thumbnail. Well, if I pull up the thumbnail, I don't need to have the actual video up. There's the thumbnail. Texas takeover at Woodward. Pretty sick. Copyright free music. Look at that. Was I playing music? No. Wait, was my phone's music on? No. These kids, so yeah, we got JR. Looks like we got Casey Starling. This looks like Bailey Koenigs. This looks like Jaden, Dr. David. I can't tell. Is that Matt Nordstrom? This is sick though. So I will make sure to link this in the news. Let me see how long it is so I know where to put it. I guess I could just put it at the end because that's where I talked about it at. We'll put it right about here. Texas takes over Woodward. Boom. In the notes, it will be talked about. Let me make sure there's no other more BMX stuff to say. If you know nothing about BMX, you should at least know Chuck Hargis is the effing man. Agreed, Jeff Mead. Agreed. Haha, I rhymed it. It is also a little funny because I think they're at Woodward West, but this thumbnail is Woodward East in the background. So, with all of this being said, I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Thank you to Brian Lang and the Karinsky fam for the super chats this week. Make sure if you're able, you go check out the Dirty Dan GoFundMe in the Woods Room Indiegogo. Oh yeah, also the fact that Sebastian Fowler, aka Seabass, made it to New York City yesterday in his BMX ride across America. He made it and he did it, and good job. There's also that, if you donate to that, you could get the chance to win Jacob Theme's prototype signature stem from his bike. There's that too. The Woods Room, do they own it or rent it? I think they're leasing it, but I think they have a great relationship with the person who bought the building. The building, yeah, it's a thing. I don't want to speak out of turn. I just think that we talk about it in the video that I'm going to be releasing. So there's that. So Thank you guys all for tuning in. Thank you to all the members. There's a ton of members chatting right now. Adam Ortiz, JR Hobbs, Jeff Mead. The Karinsky fam is a member. Alan Weinell is here. Weinell. He told me how to say it and I messed it up again. I'm sorry. I appreciate all the members. That direct support helps me keep doing this. It's that simple. So we'll see you guys for another video soon and next Friday at 10 for the news. Have a good day.